In that case, how can American companies like nvidia continue to maintain its edge and succeed globally?
Well, the ability to compete is the first part.
Yeah.
I have every confidence we can compete. You know the NVIDIA's technology and the velocity of our execution and our dedication to our work is second to none. And I have every confidence that if given the permission to compete, we will compete. If given the opportunity to win, we will win. And if given the opportunity to serve that market, we will do so.
Okay. So a very interesting concept that you brought up is that the last 10 years is actually the science of AI, whereas the next decade is actually the application science of AI. And we're actually seeing that more people are having their hands and direct access towards AI. So I'm just curious, could you share your vision on AI for the next 5 to 10 years? How would it be like?
The easiest idea for the next 10 years for AI is just to think that AI is going to be like robots. You're going to have digital robots. Digital robots are called AI agents. They're called agents because they have agency, meaning that they can understand the goals, it can apply tools, it can reason about how to solve the problem. As you know, reasoning is the ability to apply rules and things that you've learned in the past to solve problems that you've never seen in the past. You reason about solving a new problem. And as a result, you don't have to learn everything up front. You don't have to memorize everything up front. That we can engage new experiences and come up with good solutions. And so today we have AI agents. They're basically digital robots. And then we have physical robots coming. These two technologies I think will clearly have many applications. Wherever there's an application for us, now there's an application for agents and robots. Well, of course, every job will be changed. Every job will be reshaped. And there are people who are concerned that they might lose their jobs. And that's almost exactly the wrong answer. The right answer is you're likely to lose your job to someone who uses AI and someone who uses robots. And every company, every professional, everybody should learn to engage AI and make them companions and assistants and helpers and tutors and our teammates, and to help us become more productive, more successful. And so that's I think at the highest level is the easiest concept. And as you know, there's shortage of labor in Taiwan. There's a shortage of labor all over the world. There's aging population. And in order for us to grow the world's GDP, it's currently at $100 trillion. In order for us to reach 120 trillion, 150 trillion, 200 trillion, we're not going to be able to do that with more people. And that's the reason why AI is going to be such an extraordinary thing. It's very logical to me that so long as we have the energy, that the next decade and 2 decades may be the best decades of all, and that we'll see more prosperity and more GDP growth, in more countries around the world than ever.
I like the idea that you brought up about the need and the must to engage AI as soon as we can, because that indeed not only improves productivity, it also makes people, like how when we work with things, there's somebody to help us with it. So, but I'm just curious because, like, for example, at TVBS, we actually have AI hackathons, and many companies in Taiwan do that too. But we're also facing an issue when we are talking about the working population, I would say maybe age, maybe 30 to 50, but people are facing they're not as agile as maybe a younger population in embracing new technology. So what advice would you have for this group of people, maybe age 30 to 60 or 65, on how to actually have their hands on into AI?
Give AI a chance to catch up to you. And let me tell you why. The AI technology has been improving maybe 1 million times in the last 10 years. And in the beginning, you have to be very clear to tell the AI what you want to do. But now, you can just tell AI what your goals are. Help me plan. Literally, just say, help me plan a vacation to, Osaka or Kyoto. south of Taiwan. You know, I was
beef noodle
exactly. I was kind of excited because previous to my trip to the Middle East, I was planning to go to the south of Taiwan and make my way up to
Taipei.
Yeah, Taipei. And so, anyways, I'll do that someday. I was really looking forward to that because you know I've been coming to Taiwan for many years after I left in the beginning, and yet I've never left Taipei, and I barely left this part of the city. I barely left this hotel, and I'm always working. Aside from here and going to see Morris and Hsinchu, you know, I've never visited anywhere else in Taiwan. The thing that's really important is AI enables us to close the technology divide for the first time in history. And the reason for that is because up until now, the only people who know how to use a computer or can benefit from using know how to program it. If you want to program a computer, you have to learn languages like Python and C and C++ and things like that. However, in order to use AI, you just have to talk to it. And now you could explain very simply what your goals are. I was just saying, plan a vacation. But instead of a vacation, it could be a marketing campaign. It could be my supply chain. And so you describe your goals, and the AI will go figure it out. The AI will understand your goals. It will break down the goals into step by step. It will reason. It will plan. It will maybe even simulate different outcomes and choose the best one. It will use necessary tools. It'll even go to other AI agents to collaborate. And all of this, just from your simple explanation, help me plan the best supply or the best purchase order to my supply chain for this demand. And the AI will go off and break the job down. And so, as you can see, the way to communicate with the computer is higher and higher level. And it's more and more human.
Yeah.
And the lower level programming, the AI will do by itself. That's the big breakthrough. We've democratized technology. We've made the computer, which has been in service for people like me. You know, 30 million people around the world have benefited from computers. Now, all 7 billion people can benefit from computers because of AI. We're going to democratize computing for the first time in history. Yeah.
I would imagine there's a concept of AI supervisor because you have mentioned several times that AI is now writing AI, especially at NVIDIA. And indeed, AI actually help people to better utilize their time. But the question is like, in your opinion, how do people stay relevant in this new equation?
Well, you still need to have goals. We still need to have goals. I need to have goals. Remember, if you just use me as an example, my management team is about 50 people. They're the world's best at what they do. Every single person is better at what they do than I am at what they do. To me, they're AI. To me, they're super AI. But yet, I need to have overall goals that leads the company towards a direction. And so goal setting, to evaluating, adjusting, all of those things, adjusting to changing conditions, all of those things are really quite hard for AI to do now. And I don't expect it to do it in the future because it's our choice. My goals are my choice. If I want to go to a vacation in Kyoto, it's not because the AI decided, because I decided. It's my goal. And so this is the truth for, you know, so we all need to have aspirations and goals. And now an AI will help us realize those aspirations and goals.